Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make aji de gallina, which is a creamy chicken dish, and it's served with alongside with some white rice and some potatoes. And let me go ahead and go over the ingredients so we can get started. So here I have half an onion, red onion chopped. I have 4 cloves of garlic. I have some ají amarillo. And here I already have my chicken cooked. This is just 2 chicken breasts, but you can do more or less just depending on how many you're going to be cooking for your family. So I just have 2 chicken breasts here that I've cooked. And I went ahead and started it off with some cold water. I added a little bit of onion, some garlic cloves, and a bay leaf, seasoned it with some salt. And I also have here some bread. This is white bread. I just have 4 slices and also some evaporated milk. We're not going to use all of this. We're going to use maybe about a half a cup of it, just because we don't want it to be too creamy. So let's go ahead and get started with the bread. So what I went ahead and did was just take the edges off. Take the edges off of the bread. As you can see here, I'm just gonna tear them up to little pieces. Doesn't have to be specific or anyway. I'm gonna do this so it can get started soaking in the evaporated milk. So like I said, let's go ahead and let's see. Yep, that was about 3/4 of a cup. So we're gonna go ahead and set this aside. We're gonna get started on, I'm gonna set this aside, let that bread soak up. We're gonna go ahead and get started on sauteing up our onions and garlic. So here I have a fairly big pan with about 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm gonna go ahead and get that started. I have the heat at medium, so I don't want the onion and garlic to burn. And the onion, you don't have to be too particular in how you chop it, because we're gonna go ahead and blend this up in the blender. Alright, so just gonna go ahead and let that saute. And I'm gonna go ahead and give this about a good 2 to 3 minutes before I add the ají, because I'm gonna go ahead and still continue to cook this with the ají amarillo in the pan with the onion and the garlic. Okay, so now that my onion and garlic have gotten a good head start, I'm gonna go ahead and add about 4 tablespoons of ají amarillo. Maybe 5. I'm gonna do 5. And let that saute. Okay, this is gonna cook for just about another minute or 2. And once this is all nice and cooked, we're gonna go ahead and put it in the blender. Might sound a little crazy, but we're gonna put this mixture in the blender with the bread that we soaked in the evaporated milk, and that is gonna create our sauce, our creamy sauce. Alright guys, so I went ahead and let this cook for about another 2 to 3 minutes with the ají amarillo. This is what it looks like. You'll have like a nice paste form. The onions are nice and soft, and the garlic as well. So in my blender, here in my blender, I went ahead and added the 4 slices of bread with the evaporated milk. I'm gonna go ahead and add our little paste that we made to the blender. Try not to make a mess. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and get that in there. Let's put that in there because we don't want to waste it. Alright, get this all out of the pan. Alright, I'm going to get the lid on it, go ahead and blend it up. And you're also going to need some additional liquid, which I forgot to mention. So when you cook your chicken, you boil your chicken breast, save some of the chicken broth, some of the cooking liquid, because we're going to use that to help thin out the bread mixture, the bread and the ají mixture that we just made. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some, which I have sitting back here. I'm going to go ahead and grab it, and I'll start adding it to the blender so it becomes nice and thin, not too thin but not too thick, but a nice creamy consistency. Alright, so I went ahead and blended up Also, when I was cooking the onions and garlic with the ají, I went ahead and seasoned it with a good pinch of salt. Now, salt is going to be seasoned to taste, how you prefer to, you know, season, how salty you like your food. So, and I also added some freshly ground black pepper. Now, here is the mixture that I just blended up. So this is the 4 slices of bread with the 3/4 of a cup of evaporated milk and the onion and garlic and ají paste, that mixture that we just made. And I also used 1/2 cup of our chicken broth, the cooking liquid from our chicken breast. So now I'm gonna add it to the same pan. Don't need to wash it out. So you see how that's not too thick, but not too loose. This is also gonna thicken up just a bit because of the bread. The bread will help thicken it up a little bit. And if you see it gets a little too thick, then just go ahead and add a little bit of more of your chicken broth, which I have here on hand. So here I have about another 1/2 cup. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let this simmer for a few minutes. You want to keep stirring it because it will stick to the bottom of the pan. So I'm just gonna go ahead and give this a good stir, let it thicken up, and once it's nice and thick, I'm gonna go ahead and add our cooked chicken, which I also have here on handy. And then all you're gonna do is just add the chicken and let that cook for just another few minutes because the chicken's already fully cooked, and you just want the chicken to absorb the flavors from the cream sauce. So I'll show you what the cream sauce looks like before I add the chicken, and we'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, so I went ahead and lowered the temperature. Once I started seeing it bubble, I want to put it on medium, and I'm gonna just go ahead and stir it so you guys can see how it's thickened up nicely. You see, nice and thick. So now I'm gonna go ahead and add my cooked chicken. Let's do it this way here. All right, go ahead and give that a good stir. And I went ahead and checked for seasoning already. It's already perfectly seasoned because also the chicken broth that we saved from our cooked chicken was well seasoned as well. So it is getting a little bit thick. I'm gonna go ahead and add just a little bit of the chicken broth, the cooking liquid from the chicken, just to loosen it back up a little bit. So it's nice and creamy. Give it one more stir. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna drop it down to about low, and I'm gonna go ahead and put the lid on and just let this simmer. Not really simmer, but just let the chicken cook in the sauce for a few minutes, just so it picks up, you know, the flavors of the cream sauce that we just made. So I'm gonna go ahead and cover it, and I'm gonna plate it. Once it's all done, I'm gonna plate it up and show you how we like to eat it. And I'll see you guys in just a minute, okay? All right, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and serve it up. It's all done. So we have some some steamed rice, white rice, and you also garnish it with some potatoes. So I just got a breast of potato, cooked it in some water, seasoned it with some salt. You peel it and you slice it, so you lay it down first on the plate. And then you go ahead and spoon over the ají de gallina, just like that. There you go. And the potato soaks up all the cream sauce, and it's just absolutely delicious. Also, another little way you can garnish this, you can also do a hard-boiled egg, place that on the side with some not green olives, I'm sorry, some black olives or kalamata olives. Kalamata olives are the closest to the olives that they serve in Peru. So you just go ahead and put that on the side, and that is it, guys. This is it, ají de gallina. Hopefully you try it. It's really easy. It just has a few steps because you do have to, you know, boil the chicken and shred it. But once you have everything ready, then it's pretty much just putting the onion and garlic in the pan, getting that cooked up and just blending it all up. So that is it. That is it for today's video, guys. I hope you try it and hopefully you enjoy it. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and we'll see you in the next video.